Get in, get in. It is 8:30. Come on, everybody.
Thank you for saving me. I'm gonna make a joyful noise as long as I have breath. He's done so much, so many great things for me. Don't you worry about a thing. Just make a joyful noise unto the Lord.
An arrangement by Bryant Pugh. Make a joyful noise.
Unto the Lord. Can I get a witness tonight?
Welcome, welcome, everybody. It is Sunday, 8:30. A Piece of Us is starting now. Good evening, Joe Spam Jr., and welcome to the show.
Let's go.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. It is Sunday night, and it is 8:30, and you are watching A Piece of Us with Denisha and
Bryant.
Pew. What are we talking about tonight, honey?
Today's topic is gospel, gospel, gospel. We're gonna dig in a little bit. Actually, gospel music makes up only a small percentage of the music industry. And if you like that song that you heard when the intro was playing, that was a song I produced on Sharon Baptist Church some years ago called Make a Joyful Noise. It is on Apple iTunes, and the lead was Beverly Crawford. You ever heard of Beverly Crawford?
I've not. Hello, Beverly. Now, is YouTube and Facebook going to flag the video because of the song? Because we don't have rights. Do we?
Yes.
Okay. I know they get a little crazy about these things sometimes. Okay, so we are talking about gospel music throughout the ages, right?
Yeah.
So this kind of ties into our show last week where we were talking about generations, and we had the young people here that gave their input on their generation and just looking to see how things are different or the same across the generation. So this week we are looking at gospel music. What do you have to say?
Well, you know,
I have a couple of questions for you, but you
do?
start. Yes.
you know, it started way back when it was an experience, and now it has derived into like a culture with the gospel music. But we're gonna dig in with that.
We're
But
going to dig in.
I'm just giving like a overview. So you did a little bit of research.
We
know
did
from
a little bit of
experience 'cause I
research,
grew up with
yes,
but
yes.
I'm curious to know what you came up
Yeah,
with. Did you
I
grow
had
up
to.
listening to gospel music?
Absolutely, absolutely. I love gospel music. I love Richard Smallwood.
I ain't talking
All the
about
people.
just Richard Smallwood.
No, I loved everything. A lot of gospel. My house was full of gospel. We
I
were
thought,
gospel family.
didn't you grow up like an atheist or something? What did,
Where's my laugh track? I don't have it today. You're lucky. You're such a comedian, Pew. Such a comedian. Anyway, so let's take a look at some of these questions. So would gospel music from the past even be recognized today? So we're talking about the music from like our Mahalia Jacksons or what's the
Thomas Dorsey.
Dorsey. Like, do you think that the generation today would even recognize it? And another question I want you to think about is, has gospel music evolved or has it been compromised?
Which one you want me to answer first?
Let's see. Do you think it would be recognized? Do you think
I think it's recognized, but on a small scale. Mm-hmm. You know?
What do you mean by that? Give us more. Give us more.
I mean, because it's a huge dynamic change with gospel music from where it originated from to where it is now. So, you know, you can listen to some gospel music now and not even know that it's gospel music. Only if you like really tune in to the lyric.
Right. Exactly, because it's taken on so many different
because, you know, we're trying to make it sound like R&B now, hip-hop.
Right, and we'll get to that. We're definitely going to get to that. So has it evolved or has it compromised? Do you think it's...
Both.
Oh, okay. Depending on the artist and who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So let's welcome our people in the audience so far. We have listened in. We saw Joe early at the top of the show. Hello, Joe. We hope you're doing well. And Lorraine Castro.
Oh, New
Jersey.
My RV friends.
Is that right?
Yes.
Hello, New Jersey. How are you tonight? Yes. Okay, so we are going to start. I'm going to see if I can make this work with the early roots of gospel. So who do you think, before I bring up the slideshow, who do you think is included in the early roots? Who do you think of when you think of early roots?
Well, you definitely got Thomas Dorsey, but he was really like creating like a blues song. They made it gospel, you know, a little later, but definitely you got your Thomas Dorsey, you got Clara Ward, you got your Roberta Martin singers, and then it just started, you know, moving. You got your Mahalia Jackson.
Absolutely, you can't do nothing without Mahalia.
Now, let me say this:
yes.
when gospel music first started,
yes,
it came from the soul. You know, these people were struggling, and it was an experience for them. They didn't do it for likes. They didn't do it to sell
It wasn't about that then.
Or none of that. It came from the soul.
Right.
And now that's where it evolved.
Well, or compromise, like you said, either way you look at it.
Compromise, because I think when it comes to music, gospel music, because gospel means the good news. Right. Of Jesus.
Somebody's been doing their homework. He's a disciple. He's a disciple. We love it.
If it's not coming from that place, then you're on the wrong train.
Right. Absolutely. So when we think about the early roots of gospel, this is where gospel started in the church. It was not in the industry at that point. It wasn't about the industry. It was ministry first and music second. And this was about real life testimony and the struggle. So when we're thinking about the struggle, we're thinking about the civil rights movement, because all of that was going on through that time. So that's a lot of where the gospel music came from. Now, if we went back, obviously, and we didn't for the sake of this talk or discussion, but slavery, right? So you had the old Negro spirituals from slavery that we all know were coded messages on how to get to the Underground Railroad. So maybe we need to... Because as I'm even saying it and thinking of it, I'm like, oh my God, there's so much more to talk about in that. But so before we even talk about that, we're kind of like in the 50s, 60s when we're talking about the early roots of gospel. So again, no focus on fame, branding, or performance. Right. It had nothing to do with any of that. And so my question to you, Bryant, for this era is, was gospel more spiritual back then?
Absolutely.
You want to
because it came from it came from the soul, and the vocals probably was raggedy, but it could be a cappella music. They ain't had no music sometimes, and it came from the soul, and people felt it.
Yes.
So now, you know, just to make a comparison, we have polished vocals.
We'll talk about that when we get to that genre. I don't want to give it away, but yes, but it's a stark contrast.
And that's where we fell off.
So we have a comment from Holly Robinson in the chat, and she says her absolute favorite was Richard Smallwood, and we're about to go into his era right now. And then some comments about how it was definitely compromised. That's what you guys feel, that it was definitely compromised. Okay, so we're going to go into the next era, and that is the golden era, and we're calling this the choir and church culture. So this was when we're doing more choirs. And so you'll see here, this is our choir and church. We have Walter Hawkins here. And we're going to end with, obviously, Richard Smallwood in this era. So in the golden era, or the choir and church culture, choirs were the heart of gospel music.
Right.
Right? So you needed a good choir and good voices, which we know Richard had that. Which kind of, I feel, in my opinion, got lost as we move forward, which you'll see that choir sound. And then music came from church experiences. Oh, I forgot to put the camera back. From church experience. I was doing so well, right? It was flowing so good. Music came from church experiences, and it was strong emphasis on anointing and feeling.
Right.
So a lot of anointing. People didn't just listen, they responded. So you see people worshiping and shouting and praising.
Right.
So the question for the golden era for you, Brian, is what happened to that level of impact? What do you think happened as we move out of that?
You know, the Hawkins, they came in, the Hawkins family, and they kind of changed it up a little bit. Then you got Andre Crouch, so they just started to put like a different spin on the music. And at first, you know, they was getting all kind of havoc, you know, from churches, whatever. Mm-hmm. But slowly but surely, it started to evolve. Mm-hmm. So now you got the better polished vocals and harmonies, and you know, it just started to evolve from there. Mm-hmm.
But what do you think? Do you think the music was as impactful? I think with the big choirs.
I think it was more impactful back then because it was more genuine.
Yeah. And do you feel like the choirs were more dedicated? I mean, just showing up.
Choirs came later, but not to say that what we have today isn't impactful. I'm not saying that at all.
Right. It's just different.
It just came from a different place.
Right.
It came from the soul back then.
Right. And we have some feedback from the chat that says, what was the difference between choirs and versus ensemble?
Well, the choirs are usually larger, and then you have smaller ensembles, and a lot of times they pick the smaller ensembles because the people in the ensemble have the better voices. Mm-hmm. When you're in a choir, you know, your voice could be hidden, you know, somebody else. But, you know, ensemble, usually everybody's on point. And that's why they have, like, now the praise and worship teams.
Yes. But listen, let me tell you, I told you, Brian, them praise and worship teams are hit and miss. They hit or miss, because I've been to some praise and worship teams, and I'm like, that ain't it.
And some of them are very good.
That ain't it.
Depending on where you go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, yes. Okay, so you ready for the next era? So now,
moving.
I know. So this is where what we're going to call the industry shift. So this is kind of where you see that pull into. So who do you think we're going to find in this genre? So there we have our Kirk Franklin, and these are our Yolanda Adams. This is what we're calling the industry shift. What do you say about that, Brian? Anything?
Again, I'm going to go back like to the Hawkins and Andre Crouch, and now the music and the vocals is more professional. So now record companies is getting involved. Mm-hmm. And that's when it transitioned into a business.
Right.
Gospel business.
Right. So the notes say that the gospel entered the mainstream and the business world during this time. So now it's not just worship. It's not just praise, but now it's becoming business. And this is where we see the rise of radio play. You're seeing the songs come on the radio. They're crossing over. They're mixing in R&B. And so that's where I wanted you to hold your point about how, because we know Kirk Franklin, which I believe he was great for doing Genius, for mixing some of the R&B to bring a different kind of audience that who would have never maybe listen to gospel, now you have their attention. So you got R&B, you got hip hop and pop in there,
Right.
rap, all of that, all of that. So the sound started to blend, and this is where we see a more entertainment. I almost want to say a more entertainment. So did we gain reach because we definitely broadened the audience, but lose depth in
Yes,
this?
I agree with that. You gain reach, but you
Wow.
lost the depth. And I mean, it's supposed to change. Everything is not supposed to stay the same, right?
So I
but
have a question, a follow-up
like
question.
we also started off with the Negro spirituals,
Right.
and then they evolved into the hymns. But now, some of the hymns are
What?
they're not. What am I trying to say for today? They're not working for today.
No, but
And I'm not saying
listen.
that they're obsolete, but listen,
Yes.
where we were, we not trying to climb up the rough side of the mountain right now.
No, but let me
They're
tell you
not
something.
relevant to today, is what I'm saying.
I
I'm
don't
not
I don't
saying-
agree. I don't agree because you hit a storm in your life and you gonna call on the old him that you need to
Well, it depends on which
look
hymn you're
past
talking-
me, not oh gentle savior, because I'm going through
Right.
something.
I'm not saying you can't say that for every hymn.
No,
I'm saying,
no.
I'm saying some of them, but most of the hymns, of course, is still relevant.
Yeah.
But
It's
there's a
sh-
few of them that's not relevant for today.
it's a shame because a lot of times in churches you almost never hear hymns unless we're doing communion or Easter Sunday, which is coming up. Then they bring the hymns back, but on a regular basis you don't hear it. It's a lot of praise, it's a lot of worship, which is great. But I think there's a place for the hymns because
was-
all to Jesus I surrender. Like when you can't do. Lord, I surrender. Like you got to go back to them hymns sometimes.
Yeah.
You got to get through. You
And
got
that
to go
was
back,
actually
honey.
my foundation.
Cause ain't no stomp gonna get it.
Right.
All my people say stomp. No, I need a.
That was my foundation.
Yes,
the hymns.
yes.
And I grew up in an era where we had devotional service, not praise and worship. teams.
Right, that's
so
what I
the deacons would
mean.
get up and they would start singing, and I had to sit there and figure out what key they're singing
Right,
in and
right.
follow them. And it actually made me a better musician. It tuned me up.
Yeah.
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 And you can't get that from reading music. That's just
Wow, no.
an experience. And so the contrast is, like you mentioned, Kirk Franklin.
And we love Kirk Franklin. Don't get us wrong.
We have a variety now,
Yes.
right? So if you don't like the music that you're hearing, you can cut off. And I've heard a lot of older people say, "Oh, I don't like Kirk Franklin. I don't want to hear all that bump, bump, bump." But there is an audience
For it,
him,
absolutely.
and he has reached a lot of people.
Absolutely.
And you have to ask yourself, with your complaining self, how many people have you reached?
Right. No, and I say about how the hymns are good for me when I'm going through something. You want to reach back and get a hymn, but for a younger person who may not have had
foundation.
experience with the hymn, maybe a smile, from Kirk Franklin or some of his, silver and gold. That stuff is that for them because
Right.
they can go to that music
And they can relate to it more musically.
Yeah. So I think everything has a place. I just think we need to be careful that we don't move the message too far from what it was all meant to be anyway, which is praise to God. All right, are you ready for the next era? Okay, so now we're at today's gospel music. And so this is what you see, some of the arenas, some of how the music is presented today. It's now more performance driven and it's more polished, right? So now it's more practice and it's more lights, it's more flash.
The production.
It's a production like a movie. It's influenced by social media now. It's influenced by branding and imaging. So a lot of times, and I've heard this because I'm not in the industry, industry people will say those who were singing secular and then they went to gospel, that it's the same. Or I heard a girl, what was the girl from the Pussycat Dolls? I just saw her interview with McCrae the other day, and she said that the gospel industry was worse than the secular industry. So now I think that's the
Worse in terms of what?
like the vultures and the people that prey and are predators.
Prey.
Right, yeah, they not praying, they praying. So she found that when she came from the secular side to the God, that there wasn't much difference, and that's sad. And that's the thing I think we have to be, because now the songs are less Jesus and message. Now, remember when BBC and CC, and we love BBC and CC, when they first came out, because they were pre-Kirk. This was when they first when music tried to go mainstream and go on the radio. They wouldn't say Jesus, right? Do you remember that? Or am I making that up? Is that true? And so it was a way to, now I don't fault them, because now, Cece will sing the mess out of a,
But a lot of that wasn't their fault.
No,
It was the
no,
record
no, no, no.
company's
It was
fault because they wanted to reach a wider demographic.
right. But they tried to, their goal was to take Jesus out of it so they wouldn't lose people.
Same thing they did in schools.
Yeah. So here we have two questions in this era, and that is gospel now more entertainment than it is ministry? What do you say? And what do you guys say? Let me hear what you have to
both.
say.
It's entertainment, and it's ministry.
But should it be? I'm going to challenge you. Should it be entertainment? Who we entertaining? For who?
Whoever come buy a ticket.
Really? Is it? I don't. Should it be
I
that?
think you can go to a gospel show, just like you can go to a secular show. You can still get a good word. You can still get a good message, and sometimes it's okay to be entertained. I know we say this in traditional church. We didn't come here for form or fashion
or to be entertained, right?
But I think there's also, in contrast, a place for entertainment where we're still giving you a good word, but we're going to give you also something harmonically, speaking, to listen to, that's going to give you the ear candy and
where you get that word from?
and the eye candy, something visual. Mm-hmm. But it all goes down to, like, what's your spirit, and what's your purpose?
I think
what's your motive?
Yes, and I think we have to be very careful about it. So, so here's the thing. I guess if you're an artist and it is your goal to reach people, to get numbers, to entertain, then you do that. You do that. But I think it's blasphemous or idolatrous to call it praise and worship, because praise and worship is only one person you're entertaining. There's only one person that you're giving glory to. So if you're not doing that, everything else is idolatry. It just is.
Well, praise is horizontal.
Worship is vertical. Yes.
That's you and the Lord. You don't care about who's watching you or what you look like. But praise is when we all praising together. Right.
But again, right. To me, if you're doing it for entertainment and you got an arena and you're doing that, then do that. And you do that. But I don't think we call it what.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, computers came into the game. So, and I'm to blame for this as well. So now we got all these different drum machines and keyboards and all, because we want to make the music more spicy. So
Yes. But okay, so I'm challenging you again.
We're giving you a different option, as if you don't want to listen to R&B or whatever. Here, you can come over here and listen to this. It's still gonna sound good.
But is the goal of it? What's the goal of it? Is it the goal just to get somebody to listen and feel good because it's spicy, or what's the goal?
Well,
are we praise and worship?
Your goal should be to reach souls and lead them to Christ.
Right.
That should be the goal, not how many likes or how many records you can sell, or in this today's time, streams.
So if it sounds good but it lacks a message, is it gospel? Now remember your definition of gospel. You gave us the definition of gospel.
Good news. So the lyrics.
But it doesn't. The question. Go ahead.
The lyrics is the spirit and the purpose of every song.
Right.
What is the song saying? Regardless of what the music sounds like.
Right.
What is the song saying? Because the music, just because it don't sound like James Cleveland, you can't say that it's not gospel.
No.
Because times have changed. So although the word never changes, the way that we deliver it changes.
Right, and I agree, and I definitely agree with that. The question was if it sounds good, but there's no message, though. If there's no message, it just
Then it's tinkling
sounds
brass.
good. Yeah, right, right. So we're not gonna call that the gospel, but there's a place for that. Again, we don't judge, we listen. Like there's a place for that, and you do that over there. But if we're talking about gospel and spreading the word, which is what we're called to do, Matthew 28:19. 28:19. That's my church. Be disciples. I love them. Pastor Mitchell. Then we have to always be forward in the gospel and whatever we're doing at the heart of everything that we do, it has to be Christ centered. Because if not, then we're doing something else. And do that. Do it over there though.
Only what you do for Christ
will last. Amen. Amen. All right, now we're preachy, so we don't want that. Okay. Should gospel artists live a higher standard? So
absolutely.
Explain.
Because although we are not perfect, we are held to a higher standard.
Why do you think that is? Is it fair?
What you mean? Is
it fair to hold a gospel artist to a higher standard?
Yeah, because they are preaching one thing, but they're living something else.
Right. Again,
and all of us have done something in the past, so nobody's perfect. But I'm just saying, in general, if you we all make bad decisions, and some people call them mistakes. I call them bad decisions because you knew what you was doing.
I didn't mean it.
But you still should evolve and try to do less and less of whatever it is that you're doing. You're not going to be perfect. Nobody is perfect.
So I think the parameter we should use is the music still leading people to God?
Yeah.
Right. That's because, again, back to my point earlier, that's the core of everything we're doing. So if that's the case, then you really can't judge or fault if that's the person's in their heart what their goal was.
And we live in a world, you have so many options. You can tune into what ministers to you. You don't have to just listen to what come on the radio.
Right.
You got Pandora, you got all kind of options.
Yeah.
To listen to what ministers to you, but don't be the one that's always like downplaying what somebody else is doing, because again, that's somebody else is reaching a different audience. And you may not be a part of that audience.
So I think we give a shout out and a clap to the Kirk Franklins and the Yolanda Adams and the people that kind of broaden the message, because I think, or we believe, that it absolutely brought more people to Christ and to the message. So for that is good. I think we just have to be cautious about what we're doing and what our motives are going forward.
It's a market for all of those artists. It's just when it goes sour when what am I trying to say? It goes sour when you have the wrong motive and you have the wrong purpose. And you don't have to say it. People can feel it.
Right, absolutely.
Just like people can feel the anointing.
Absolutely.
Some, especially the older people, they can look straight through you. You standing up there doing praise and worship, but they can look straight through you.
Well, we judge them by their fruits. We judge by the fruit.
The older people, they don't say that. They just sit there and fan, but they know.
They judge them by the fruit. Okay, our Bible verse, and we'll come back with last thoughts, is do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And you can find that in Romans 12:2. And so that again goes in a line with our what we were talking about. No matter how much music has changed, and it can change because the times have changed and your audience have changed, but do not be conformed to the pattern. Don't let that be your goal. Is the numbers and the likes and the
streams.
Right, all of that shouldn't be the focus.
Got the award shows now,
right?
Like they dictate.
Right, it's true. It's true.
Didn't you was just on the plane with the owner of the Stellar Awards, right?
Yes. What's his name? Dan Jackson.
Don
Jackson. Sorry, Don.
How did that turn out?
It was good. It was good. Listen. So Atlanta was crazy this week. The TSA was just a mess. And we were in that line for about an hour and a half, and he stood directly behind me. And I said, what we're going to do, may as well talk to somebody. And he just happened to be the president of the Stellar Awards.
Okay.
But very nice man. Yeah, very nice. We had a good conversation. I don't know how. Just run into people and just start yapping the mouth. I don't know. But it was nice. It was nice.
Well, how'd y'all get on the subject of the Stellar Awards?
I don't even. I think because he asked what I did, and then he told me what he did. You know. And
Why
he
he
was,
all up in your mix?
don't Brian, not today. That man is eldered, and yeah, he was eldered, and he was just being. We were being nice. It was a cool conversation, and of course I dropped your name. So he said that they were doing a Richard Smallwood tribute, and he wanted you to play for them. So made some connections. You know, I'm always working. This man got me working, child. Always working. Okay, so here's our segment, and Brian is going to tell us what's going on in his world. All right, Brian, what you doing?
All right, so I'm doing this gospel musical, and our first run was this weekend. Went very, very well, and our last run will be next weekend. Our last show is on Easter, and I'm calling it a show because that's what it is. It's a show. But we will. I'm gonna give you a summary. It goes all the way back to way back, probably before Mahalia, all the way up to what the music sounds now. So we run that from the beginning to the end, and the audience, they just loved it. And we don't have like a band or anything. It's just me playing the piano for the whole show. Just me and the piano.
Wonderful, yeah. I love that. I love that. And so I went to a rehearsal on my birthday.
Okay.
We stopped by, and it was amazing. And I sneaked a little
This was at Martin Luther King's church.
church
right?
at Ebenezer, right?
Okay,
Mhm.
this was okay.
This is just a sneak peek. It's very unpolished. It has no production skills on it. It is just a little peek. But look, this is what they were doing, y'all.
In your home, you gotta have gospel. Running through your bones, you gotta have gospel. Have no fear. Gospel, gospel, gospel everywhere. Sweet and
Yes, so that's just a little peek. And if you saw in the very back was our girl Tamika Patton
Yeah.
from Philly, who is also on the show. It's
She
a
comes
lot
out
of
as Mahalia Jackson. All the people, they love it.
they
'Cause
love
she
it.
gives
I
to
can
'em.
imagine. Y'all better get to Stone Mountain and come see this show. I'm gonna be there on Easter
Oh, you
Sunday.
are?
Yes, I am coming. I am coming. I've been working. Yeah.
Tamika
I'll
Ashley
get out
says,
my-
well, where's Tanisha?
Yeah, he got me working. He hasn't retired me yet. Will somebody please tell him it's time to retire your wife?
This is a different day and time.
Shout out to you, Cornell. We see you in the chat.
What's up, Carnell? Philly,
Oh, Philly. Shout outs to home.
producer.
So we thank you for being here with us. Brian, any last words?
Yes, please like and subscribe.
Yes,
That's like in
yes,
contrast
yes.
to what we just got. We doing
Right.
this for the like and the.
Yeah.
That's our motive.
This
We
is-
need some likes.
This ain't the gospel. This is full entertainment. We are fully
Yeah, this is
entertaining you.
entertainment.
I think too we have to start putting a disclaimer at the beginning about the things that we say are completely our opinion.
Right.
Definitely not founded in anything. You're not going to find what we say in a book, but just things that we see and that we just have just our own perspective. So
Yeah.
yes, but
And
yeah,
if
this
you
is
guys have any topics or suggestions that you want us to hit on, put them in the chat,
Put
and
'em
we'll
in the
definitely
chat.
consider it.
and then talk
and give
back
you the
to
credit
us.
for it.
Yes, we will shout you out.
It could be anything. We talk about anything.
Yeah, we're not afraid of any topic.
We ain't afraid of any topic.
Who gonna shut us off? This is our show. Doesn't matter. Next week, I don't know if we're gonna be on next week because that's Easter Sunday. You're playing 2 shows and you have church.
I
So
thought it was only one show.
Easter has 2 shows. I'm almost
Are you
positive.
sure?
I'm almost positive. I have to check the calendar.
Well,
I'm
maybe
almost
we can
positive.
go live from that show.
When he says we, he means me. I'm not sure. We will see. You good, honey?
You gonna operate the camera next week?
I don't know. You see, I'm struggling right here. Hey, Jefferson Vina. There you
Vina
are.
Jefferson. That's Vina. We was actually
Vina,
me and
sorry,
Vina was
Vina.
in a play together,
Oh.
and I think
Tell.
Edwin Hawkins was the music director, and I was the keyboard player, myself and Kevin Bond. But I think that show ran for maybe 2 years, maybe on the road with Hawkins.
You've been
See,
around.
we talk about all these people, but I was on the road with
I
them.
know.
I mean,
right. So
I know
you
y'all.
do-
Most people just only think I played with Richard, but I was on the road with Edwin Hawkins. I toured with Tremaine Hawkins.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we was in London.
One day you're gonna have to give us your resume, honey. It's quite extensive.
Y'all want to hear a story?
Yes.
No.
No, I want to hear a story.
This funny story about Tremaine.
Is she gonna be mad? She ain't watching the show, y'all.
She ain't
care.
watching, so
Go ahead,
I
tell it. Tell.
So I'm touring with Tremaine. We at the airport, right? Don't y'all tell nobody. So, you know, you have to take your clothes, not your clothes, your
What?
garments.
This story's starting off
Your
wicked.
outer garments off. You have to take them and, you know, put them on the belt to go through security. Tremaine was like, I'm not, because she had on this big, beautiful fur. She was like, I'm not taking my fur off, putting it on that dirty belt. Then Rifleman came over. Cause
The
he
police?
he don't know who Tremaine Hawkins is. He was like, ma'am, take that coat off and put it on that belt right now. She was like, okay. Boy, I got outside of that security. I lost it. I was hollering. I'm sorry, Tremaine. I love you dearly. I was hollering. Because you just should have seen
She
the way
thought she was
Rifleman
covered.
looked.
She was covered. The man said, "Not today, ma'am. You are not on the stage."
I think we was going to Paris or somewhere. It was crazy. I got so many crazy stories with these artists.
Well, we'd love to hear it. We'd love to hear it.
I
When we
don't-
go down,
I don't want to put nobody business
going
up.
down memory lane. Put their business out. They ain't watching. They are not watching. There's our buddy
All right, you want to hear another story?
Jerome. Hey, Jerome.
Oh, Jerome, he know he was there. Because Jerome Bell was managing Tremaine
My
Hawkins.
God, my God.
So Jerome...
And he didn't fight for her. He didn't stand up to
Man,
that
I
man.
think Jerome was probably
Say, let her
outside
keep her
laughing with me.
I cannot. And that tracks because
I mean, he protects her too because he was managing, but you know.
that tracks from what I've met of Jerome. It's funny.
So you know, with gospel music, we also have rules. Like you should not eat fried foods
My
before
God.
you sing.
My God.
Dairy products because it builds up mucus. Like
Oh,
we
yeah.
have these rules in place to make you sound better. So I'm on I forget which. This was a play too. The Clark sisters was there,
Oh.
and the Pace sisters,
Mm-hmm.
and they broke all the rules. They in the pit eating fried chicken, everything right next to the choirs who we told do not do this.
Right.
The Clark sisters come down there. Y'all got any more of that Kentucky Fried Chicken?
They say, who gonna check me, boo? The Clark
They
sisters was
eating the
about
chicken
it.
in the pit and then get on that stage
And
and
tear it
kill
up.
it.
Yes. I love that.
But that's not for everybody.
Yeah, no. Unless you were Clark's sister, I would not attempt that. Jerome said, I did not
Put
protect-
them up there. Put Jerome up there.
He said the concert was about to be canceled.
What?
She was serious about holding on to that coat, I guess. We had to get him on again.
See,
He
that's
talking
another
hilarious.
thing. Back then, I think the gospel artists, they would just do whatever just to
Yeah.
get the word across, right? So now what we have in the industry is something called a writer. So these are the things that the artists need
Right,
before they go on the stage to sing.
right.
And if you don't have it, it could be a problem, which I've witnessed a lot of times. It was a problem. There's another artist, I'm not going to say his name, but he's a big artist, and on his rider, in the dressing room, he has to have like 6 chairs, and all of them have to match
My God.
in the dressing room.
So where is the praise and worship in that? See, that's where I feel like we losing our way. Like, come on, what are we doing, sir? What are we doing?
So a lot of times, you know, if the rider is not right,
Child.
they not going out, or
And-
it's going to be delayed. Even with Richard Smallwood, we would send ahead of time. These are the keyboards I need. This is what the bass player
Well, that
needs.
makes sense.
This is what the drummer needs.
Right.
But a lot of times, and Jerome can attest to this, when we get there, it's not that.
Right,
These how many mics we need,
right.
and it's not right. So my thing was always, okay, we here now. We here to give a word. I'm gonna just make the best of it,
Right,
of whatever situation I'm in.
Right.
But that's not the case with a lot of artists. They not going, if you ain't got their money,
Right. Right.
you know, if the things ain't right, they not going on to minister.
Well, I mean, I think it makes sense about your money. That's your lifestyle. This is your ministry. It's how you get paid. So you got to get your money right. And
we carry guns.
yeah, well, we heard the
got my
story
money?
from. Remember, we had the story on the show with Jerome and the other manager. What was his name? I forget last time. But dang, I lost this 50. I lost my thought again. Oh. What I was gonna say. But when you are complaining about a chair, and like, I'm not going to go on because my chairs don't. I think we've lost our way. We've lost our way, and so now I can understand why Kaya was her name, the girl from the Pussycat Dolls. So I think her name is Kaya. Why she would say, well, when she came over to the gospel side, it's the same. Because if you sitting over here telling me you need a chair or you can't go on, come on, sir, you lost your way. Like, you lost your way. That just doesn't make sense to me.
But Jerome,
We're not preaching the gospel
Jerome
because I don't
was
have
one of those
matching
people.
chairs.
He was
Are
like
you
a
kidding
slave
me?
master because he's representing Miss Hawkins. So
I want to know who it was now.
and he
Hey, Mark Avery. Good evening, sir. I
and
want to
he
know
did
who
it
that
with Richard
was.
Smallwood. So, you know, but Richard Smallwood could be in a hotel and
Mm-hmm.
Miss Hawkins. But Jerome's gonna go out there first to make sure everything's right.
Right.
Y'all don't have this? Well, we gonna need to find it from somewhere.
I don't know. I think we're gonna have to get Brian to tell us who that man was.
What?
That about the matching chairs.
I can't tell. I'm not gonna tell.
We have comments saying, have artists become that entitled? It sounds like it. It sounds like it's very sad. And gospel music is not about the gospel anymore. It's mostly about recognition and the check. And again, so it's your heart. It's where your heart is, and God reads the heart. So if you want to stand up there and throw your hands and pretending you're doing all this praise and your heart is not right, that you putting your own life in jeopardy, because you will be held accountable.
The blood's gonna be on their hands.
The
right?
blood will be on your hands. You can't play with my God. Yeah, we're not doing that. All right. Anything more before we check out? This has been a good conversation.
Yeah, it's been good. Any more shout outs?
No, I think we hit everybody in the chat tonight.
Good to see you, Jerome. Oh, we lost another Vision member. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
God. Who now?
Burl Benyon.
Oh,
And we lost Raymond. So this has been crazy.
condolences to those families. My God. Yeah, life is too short. You play with God if you want to. You can close your eyes and wake up in judgment. You
Life
will see.
is too short. Make the every day when you wake up, you better be thankful, and there's a reason for you to still be here.
Yes. Oh, Zane Bean, that's a new name I've not seen. Responding, it has, but I don't know to what you are referring. I think we're a little delayed too, so he or she is probably commenting, and we I don't know what that was about. But hello there, good evening to you. And another comment that the music has taken a change due to artists not basing. Without the artists are not basing their writing on the word. Right. We talked about that. So yeah, the focus comes off of God and the focus. But again, if you are an artist and your goal is to entertain and it has nothing to do with God, then say that. And then you go out there and you can entertain and you can do what you want to
And
do.
you don't know not one Bible scripture. You don't read the Bible at all. It's just like, this a feel good song. We gonna put it out there.
Right. Well,
And some
do
of the
you?
artists, a lot of the R&B artists, they come over to the gospel side because they can't make it in R&B.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, because R&B is an age requirement, and if you of a certain age, you too old.
Right.
So they come over to the gospel side
Sad.
and have no relationship with the Lord.
Well, we're not going to judge nobody. We just listen, child, because it's up to the Lord to judge. And by the measure that you judge, you will be judged. And I don't need no more judgment on me, child. I got enough. So we're going to let these people do what they do. But we are cautioning that only what you do for the Lord will last. And our job is Matthew 28:19. That's what we're supposed to be doing, y'all. We have a shout out from Bermuda in the house. Oh, we overseas, honey. We are
Where's Bermuda?
overseas. Zane Bean.
Oh, nice. We love Bermuda. Hamilton.
Yes, yes. And yes, Smallwood Hawkins music. It is timeless. That's the other thing. I listen today, I put on the Hawkins all the time radio on in Pandora because no matter what mood or whatever, it's going to get you through. You can listen to it whenever. And again, there is time for the rah-rah and the stomp and the, because you want to get uplifted, you want to get moving. So we love the Kirk Franklins of the world. And what's my guy from New Jersey? Oh.
From Ty Tribbett?
Oh, I love Ty. Ty too. Ty's amazing.
Excuse me.
The only other big guy in Jersey, he got the church up there in Trenton.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna kick myself. Listen, y'all, this perimenopause over 50 is no joke. I can't remember a
ain't never
thing.
lied.
Listen, you better hang in there with me and go on this ride.
I'm with you.
Because I didn't ask for it.
I'm with you.
I was just appointed and anointed, and I'm here, and I'm doing the best I can. But I'm taking you with me.
For better or for
Hezekiah
worse.
Walker. And see, this is what happens. I
For
get the
better or
Tourette
for
syndrome.
worse.
Hezekiah Walker. Amazing. Like these artists, again, are amazing, and they did what they need to do for that genre. So what you
Yeah.
going to do? I would love to have you too on a future conversation I host. Well, hi.
Who's that?
Mark Avery. We are open to that. We love talking, as you can see. We've been trying to get off the air for 15 minutes, and we still rambling.
Oh, Dexter Moore's on. What's up? What's up, Dexter Moore? Great keyboardist.
Yes,
Philly in the
Brian
house.
is a preacher. Y'all didn't know.
I'm not.
He's a preacher.
No, I'm
We
not.
got to get him more to play. Donnie McClurkin. Yes, we love Donnie. Donnie's had some trouble, lady, but listen, we don't judge nobody. Donnie, you do you. You do.
Don't say do you.
Well,
Don't say that.
All right, but on that note, we going by.
Wait.
But I'm about to click us. You're going to get us in trouble with the Donnie McClurkin. What, honey?
I forgot what I was going to say.
See, did you? Perimenopause and just.
Diana Brooks. Yeah, I remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, y'all come in right when we signing off. Then hear the shout outs, and I miss y'all. I'm so sorry, but
make
hey,
sure-
Diana.
Make sure when you listen to music, it's going to enrich your life and it's something good, not for the logistics of it.
Right.
Like one of my favorite gospel artists, even though he has passed on, and even though he asked me to work with him before he passed, and I was crushed
Who?
when he passed,
Who?
because he's my absolute favorite, Thomas Whitfield.
Oh.
Put the applause on.
Oh, here we go. There you go, Thomas. Rest in peace.
Because
Shout out to you.
anytime I
He
wanna-
does talk about him a lot, so that must be
Anytime I want
true.
to feel close to the Lord,
Yeah.
I'll play Thomas Whitfield.
Yeah, I think everybody has that special artist
He
that
also
does that.
produced
Yeah.
Yolanda Adams' first record, which most of you probably never even heard of, but it was the bomb.
I wish
I
we
think it
could
was
play
called-
music here so you guys
I
could
think it was
hear.
called Just As I Am, but it's
Yeah.
not on Apple Music, whatever. You're going to have to go through the archives and find that.
They restrict
He
us.
produced Vanessa Bell Armstrong and Keith Pringle, who I started playing with before Richard. But he was just amazing. I mean,
We're going to give him another clap it up. We can clap it up for Mr. Thomas Whitfield. Rest in peace. A lot of the greats have gone on to be
When
with
I
the Lord.
pass on, just go ahead and play Thomas Whitfield.
We can do that. I will do that. And I'll sing you something.
Send me what?
I'm going to sing.
No.
Don't
no,
sing.
we don't do that. I don't want you to sing. Just play Thomas Whitfield. That's it.
I can sing.
And don't bomb me because I might come back.
Goodbye. I'm done. Goodbye. Have a good night, you guys. We will see you next week. Today is Passover Sunday, and we will see you on Resurrection Sunday, even if it's for a brief shout out, because we will be live at the show. Maybe,
We are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe if I feel like it.
You don't put it
But
out there.
I wouldn't be mad if I saw one or two of y'all out there. I know some of y'all are from Georgia and will come hang out and support this great man here at the show.
And remember, I'm coming to New Jersey area April
Yeah.
16th,
He's got a
17th,
lot.
and 18th.
You got a lot of shows, honey. I'm going to put them all up as we go. I just wanted to get through gospel. Then the next one I'll put up, and then the next one. Because it's a lot. You got a lot of...
got a couple things coming up.
going on, yeah. All right. So until the next time, you guys, peace. Have a great evening.
Peace out.